What is up, guys? Nolly here, and welcome to Team Mask of the Day. Just as a little heads up to you guys, this will be scheduled for a Saturday in the future, and Friday is going to be the sort of no video day. I may upload something, as always, but there's nothing scheduled for a Friday. Okay, so there are some really good suggestions for Team Masks of the Day for this week, but unfortunately I'm missing some really key components. Primarily infamous patterns, really. So instead, we're going to do one that I thought up myself. It is, of course, as you can see from the bottom row of my mask, it is Team Undead. So I believe this is a pretty cool setup, and you can make it look gruesome and scare the living daylights out of all the police. So first of all, let's go through the four masks we're going to be using. We're going to be using the Undead, unsurprisingly, the Vampire, the Zombie, and the Skull. There are quite a few candidates that could be considered undead, but these are the four I chose. The Mummy, possibly. The Kalaka, possibly. But, like I said, let's get down to customizing the Undead. So this one, I thought looked best with the pattern, or the material I should say, crackled stone. The pattern I then chose was the Whiner, and then the colour is solid blood red. And here we have the Relic. I particularly like this mask. It looks like it's been frozen in time. The mask itself looks awesome with the part out of the mouth missing, the boils over here. The tears just add a little something. I didn't want too much colour on this mask. The whole point of it is it looks old and destroyed. So next mask we're going to be customizing is the Vampire. The Vampire was not too hard to customize. I thought I chose the gunmetal eventually just because it's an awesome looking material. Completely exceeded my expectations. The pattern I then chose, I actually sometimes find it harder to find patterns since they changed the layout, is the Violent Bite, and the colour is solid red. So here we have the blood-stained Vampire. I particularly like the sides here as it runs down to the beard. Pity about the mouth up here, but what can I do about that? Let's have a look at the third mask, the Zombie. Possibly the coolest. Of course, it uses the sinister, infamous material. Everybody loves masks with the sinister material. They go down extremely well. The pattern, though, I think makes it look even better, and that is the Inferno. And finally, the colour, red and black, of course, the loot bag item. This one looks particularly torn apart and gruesome. The Inferno goes really well with it. It doesn't necessarily even look like flames. It just looks like it's, well, torn apart. Again, the mouth on these masks look absolutely brilliant. I've only ever designed the Zombie and the Undead once, I believe, in the past, and they definitely deserve more of a look at because they're some of the most aesthetically good-looking masks without any design. So once designed, they look absolutely incredible. Finally, the Skull is the last mask from our foursome of masks in this week's Team Mask of the Day, or Team Mask of the Week, I should say. And it is, of course, the Skull. The Skull looks extremely good with the pearl armored transport material. Just sort of refines the edges, makes it look slightly newer and shinier. Then the pattern I chose, if I can find it again, is the Broad Strokes. And finally, the colour is the infamous white and black. And there we have the last mask. This one looks like it's been actually left around for far too long, and it's sort of started decaying, but not in the way you'd imagine bones to decay. I mean, bones take a very long time to decompose, but this, it looks like it's starting to lose pieces. It almost looks like black blood coming out of the mouth. An awesome looking mask. Now, I wish there was a way for me to show you these four masks side by side. I'll see what I can do with the thumbnail, but just in review, we have, of course, the Skull. Then we have the Gauge Blade, the Zombie, the Vampire, and finally, the Undead. And all of these come together to create the Undead team. Guys, thanks a lot for watching Team Mask of the Day. I'm going to call this episode 1, I guess. I called the last episode the pilot, just to see how well it went down. Hope you have enjoyed, and hope some of you guys who play out there in the team will consider making some of these masks. I know that some of the patterns and materials are only obtainable either for people who pre-ordered the game or have bought DLC, so it's quite difficult to get on the console versions. In the future, I'll try and be a little friendlier to console versions or anyone who has chosen not to buy the DLC, and avoid those patterns and materials wherever possible. Guys, thanks a lot for watching. See you all in the next one.